Hey. I'm Chris Story, and you're listening to Alaska Real Estate Podcast, coming your way courtesy of the Alaska Association of Realtors. Hey, let's start with a laugh or two. Maybe you've heard them. Stop me if you've heard them. How close was the house for sale to the water? It was in the basement. By the time you pay off a house in the suburbs, it isn't. That's good. You're going to repeat that one today. You know it. What is a housewarming party? Well, that's the final call for those who have still to send a wedding present. Your home feels like a castle when you pay your taxes. All right, that's enough out of that. Today on Alaska Real Estate Podcast, convention's just around the corner, and one of our trainers will be in the house, Amy Chorew. What's a Russian builder who likes to ski have to do with Better Homes and Garden? Well, you'll find out. And Phyllis Kruger checks in from the convention committee with an update. That's all right here on Alaska Real Estate Podcast. Remember, if it happens to real estate, it matters to you. Today's program made possible thanks to your partner in Alaska Real Estate, AHFC, bringing you low interest rate mortgages, multifamily loan programs, and the great, wonderful energy rebate program. Plus, those commercials with Matt and Jen, they crack me up every time. You hear them and see them all around Alaska. That promotes real estate in your backyard. Alaska Housing Finance Corporation, online at ahfc.us. Put your hands together, please, and make a joyful noise. Here's Amy Chorew. You live in Connecticut, but you work in New Jersey.
Yeah.
How does that work?
About 5 months ago, I was doing consulting for a company called Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. They're a new brand. They're only 4 years old. Meredith Corporation, the Better Homes and Gardens magazine, put their real estate brand up for sale again because, I don't know if you remember, GMAC had it for a while, and Realogy bought it a 100-year contract. So it's a lifestyle brand, and it's only 4 years old. They already have almost 8,000 agents, 37 offices. They're growing like crazy. And I was doing consulting with my speaking business on writing education for them, and she offered me a position to work on all of their tools and education. So I took it. I come down here, work for a couple days a week, and then I have an apartment down here, and then I go home. So my husband comes down 1 or 2 nights a week, and he tells everybody it's for conjugal visits, so everyone heads off. I basically have a blank slate. We do have an extranet for our companies, which we have a bunch of great tools. We have digital marketing, print marketing. We have PowerPoint presentations. We have some training, but not a lot. We have the Better Homes and Gardens tools. We have access to a database that's unbelievable. 85 million people who buy those magazines. They have data on them, so our agents can create mailings to people who actually might be in the market to buy the house, not just a zip code list. It's, what age are they, what kind of house, what income, when did they buy, different things like that. So we have some really cool tools that we have in the greenhouse. As far as education, the only thing we had was CE and some designations. So I had a vision of education. I had like 5 areas I wanted to create. I wanted technology, which is my background. And my technology training is not, 90 apps in 90 minutes. It's more real estate engaged, more holistic. So I talk about the real estate transaction and where you put technology in. So anyway, that whole area, I wanted a new agent training program so our companies could recruit with it. Then I wanted to start building out skills, and I wanted to do some certifications of our own. I wanted to do a staging certification because it's right up our alley, and I wanted a luxury. So overwhelmed, I've tried to get all the balls in the air at once, which is crazy. It's kind of working. Most of our stuff, we're geographically spread out, so we don't have I don't have trainers I can send around the country. I mean, I have 2 business consultants to cover the whole country, so we're doing most of our stuff live virtual. We're using WebEx now. Eventually, I'd like to use a different platform, but it is what it is. So right now we're writing a new agent training, which is all prospecting, and they have homework, and that will launch in October. And I also put everything into a learning management system. So I wanted the learning in one place where agents could go and re-listen to stuff that they've been in, could go see their old homework, see their old handouts, where they can go download their certificates. And I wanted a place where the office admins could go in and literally schedule agents for training, or if it's a new agent, they could go in and see how they're doing on their training, that kind of stuff. So
I thought you said 2 days a week. This is like a 9-day week you just described. That's incredible. Well, roll me back to your introduction to real estate. When did you get involved in real estate, and what did that look like?
I ended up meeting my husband when I was still in college, and I got married when I was still in college. I'm from New York, and I was going to school in Rhode Island. I met him really crazy in Connecticut, believe it or not, and I ended up getting married at 20, moved to Connecticut after I graduated college, and in 1981 got my real estate license because he was a builder, and I decided to kind of work with him. Mm-hmm. So I've had my license since the day I graduated from college, and I've been in it ever since. So worked in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses, built hundreds and hundreds of houses, first-time luxury. We redid factories, and so I've always been in that part of the business and did a lot of marketing for my husband, and then ended up running a lot of new construction and marketing for my company. And then in the late 80s, I saw technology coming in, and I got my first computer in '86. I still have it. It's a Mac SE30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I saw tech coming in, and then I started training in the late 90s because my second baby, he was not a real estate baby. He could not handle my lifestyle, so I kind of stopped selling for a while, and I started training for my company, and then went national in 2000, and then have been doing it since 2000. And then last year was asked by NAR to rewrite the ePro.
Oh, okay.
With two other people. So the new ePro is my course.
Wonderful. So you probably know Nobu Hata.
Yeah, I love Nobu.
A big shout out to Nobu.
Yeah, big shout out. He's now got, and by the way, I still have my license, and my son now has my book of business. So. Oh wow, great. Yeah. So, but Nobu, he got that new gig, right?
Right. He's the technology. I call him the technology czar for NAR, but what I don't know what the exact title is, but he's good. He's big time.
Yeah, he's hit the big time.
Well, great. Well, talk to us about what we can expect from Amy Chorew here in Alaska with our convention. And by the way, we're excited to have you. So what are we going to get from you?
Well, I'm really excited that my courses, first of all, were approved for CE, which does not always happen. So, shout out to the association for being forward-thinking and letting technology classes be approved, because to me, knowing how to use these tools is a total benefit to the consumer.
Absolutely.
And the courses are going to be quite a deep dive into using technology in their business. One of the courses is called How to Create an Effective Online Marketing Strategy. And I have come up with 6 areas that I think the agents need to look at. Content. I'm going to talk about search engine optimization, because many of us get calls telling us that for $600 or $1,000 a month we can be number one on Google, and
right.
I'm going to show how to do that organically.
Okay.
We do have to talk about social media in that class, because social media is marketing, but for me, if there's not a return on the investment, you don't do it. So I'm going to give everyone strategies to figure out what works for them.
Okay.
We're talking about email marketing, because email is not dead. Email is a great way to reach out and talk to clients. We're going to talk about mobile, because most of us are doing stuff on our phones every day, so we need to talk about how mobile. Mm-hmm. And I am going to talk about analytics in that class for the online marketing strategy. They're not that hard to learn, and the beautiful thing about the Internet is that every click that's done is monitored. And if that data is available on your online marketing strategy, it might be a little hard to look at first because it's hard to understand, but then it might be hard because you're realizing that you're not doing as well as you did, so an adult beverage may be needed. But after that, you start seeing trends in your analytics, and you can start changing what you're doing online to make sure you're reaching the right people. So that's going to be one of the classes.
I'm hearing from you that we're going to be able to put some things in action that we may already have in our tool belt, but you're going to help us orient them in a very purposeful way. That's
a great point, Chris. I used to talk about something called hub and spokes. what I meant was that you have a hub where all your marketing's done and that everything else is a spoke. So depending on who your client is, how you like to interact, wherever you are, whether it's offline or online, you want to make sure you bring people back to a hub. Mm-hmm. And the strategy now is different. It's you have to be where the streams of conversation are going on, and it makes it a lot easier for us because I think many of us are so busy we barely have time to eat lunch, and to learn how to manage all this can be overwhelming. So
absolutely,
the strategy is going to be, oh, cool, I'm already doing that. Now I know how to do it better, or I don't want to do that. I'm never going to do it, and that's okay.
Very much looking forward to your class. You've been to Alaska before, or no?
No, I am really excited to be coming out. I'm going to spend. I think I tacked 2 days on to kind of do a little bit of exploration.
Oh,
told I should come a little bit earlier in the year, but I thought I would do my due diligence and then come back.
Okay.
Family when it's a little bit different weather, but I'm excited. I've never been there. I think I have a romantic view of what your place is, so don't let me down.
We won't. No, it's in perfect time of year. September is going to be gorgeous, and you're going to be very glad you came when you did.
Well, and I don't mind cold weather, Chris, because I'm married to a Russian, so we ski. That's our vacation. We always ski, so cold weather doesn't scare me. So
excellent. And you said you met him in college, and so you've probably been married 4 years now.
Yeah, 4 years.
Meet Amy live and in person at this year's Alaska Realtors Convention in Girdwood. Alaska USA Mortgage Company brings you the top 10 reasons you should attend the AAR Convention 2012. Alaska USA, a name you know and people you trust. Online all over Alaska at alaskausamortgage.com. Here are your top 10 reasons to attend the 2012 convention. Number 10, all this for $300? Come on already. Number 9, full registration includes education, meals, hosted and ticketed events alike. Number 8, great location, the Hotel Alyeska in Girdwood. That is an awesome place. Number 7, evening events, icebreaker, affiliate night, RPAC auction, awards night. Come on. Number 6, wine tasting, costume test, trade show, entertainment, and dancing. Number 5, great networking opportunity. You know you're going to end up with a referral out of this. Come on already. Number 4, E-Pro certification on Saturday. That's E-Pro certification. Seriously? You don't have time for this? Number 3, meet NAR leadership, President Movisi, Steve Brown, who's the third vice president? Means he'll be president in a couple years. Gail Hartnett and Rhonda Toppers. These are national names, and you'll be rubbing elbows. Number 2, Dave Mitchell and Amy Chorew. Number 1, top reason you should attend the 2012 convention. Don't put it off. It's called Continuing Education. The Alaska Association of Realtors State Convention will be held, as you know, at the Hotel Alyeska in Girdwood, September 11th through the 14th. Register right now at alaskarealtors.com. alaskarealtors.com. Just go there. If you don't believe me, here's Phyllis Kruger with a few words from the convention committee.
Now working as a marketer, client services manager for Fidelity and Matsu Title. And I was a licensee for 15 years.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you've been on both sides of the fence.
I have, but not until I moved over as being an affiliate. So all those years being an agent, I never went to one till last year.
Really? No kidding. Now, why did you not go? Just too busy? Didn't think it was important?
Because my broker really didn't push it.
Okay.
My broker, and it was actually my fault too. I should have looked more into it. I mean, we were a small office and didn't have people coming by like the bigger offices do to drop off things. So really, I didn't know much about it and the education and everything that comes with it. So, yeah, I was kind of disappointed when I went last year to Homer, and then I kind of, after 15 years working with everybody that was there, it was an interesting standpoint for me to say, wow, so you're so-and-so. I did 3 closings with you or I did 3 transactions. I never knew name with face.
Right.
So it was really kind of neat meeting people that I had actually worked with in the past and, looking at it at a different level now. I think it was so much more interesting to meet people you work with in this industry and try to promote the health of our industry is really important.
Yeah, and how's it coming together so far now that you're in title, you're working on the convention from the committee standpoint, correct?
Right.
Okay, well, how tell us what to expect. I mean, what's going to be happening this year in Girdwood?
Well, the best thing I think about Girdwood is that it's exciting and it's because it's so close.
Mm-hmm.
The standpoint of realtors is that they're so busy right now, which is very true because the market is very hot in Anchorage, Eagle River, and Wasilla. But the proximity of this being in Girdwood is fantastic.
There's no excuse, right? It's just Girdwood. Come on.
It's Girdwood. It's a beautiful hotel. There's nothing as glorious and beautiful in the state than Girdwood. I mean, that time of year, fall colors, wow, what a win-win.
Yeah.
Totally. People can go home if they want to afterwards. Hope they don't, but we want them to stay down there, get the education. Knowledge is power. We've got a lot of things in our industry right now that's so important to us. President's coming all the way from Florida. I mean,
think about that.
We can go, if he can come from Florida, we can come from Anchorage to Girdwood.
Right, I agree. Exactly. And he's the president. Come on already.
And also to give us some insight of what's happening in our industry with everybody in this knows about what they're trying to take our interest away from writing off interest on our homes now. One of the most valued things that we still write off in this country is our homes, and I think if he can bring us some more insight and talk about what they're planning to do with RPAC next year, awesome. We have that right there, that power right now. And the more people that know about this and hear it firsthand, the better.
Yeah, I agree. So there's the sharing with your peer group and getting to know people that you work with across the state. Education, we're going to be meeting with national leadership of our association. But what about the entertainment? Let's talk about that.
That's pretty exciting because this is an election year. We're pretty excited about having a political theme to it, an aspect, and we've invited a lot of people that we will be running. And the primary, of course, is the end of this month, and then we've got the November election. So we're going to have people that will be dressing up like different politicians. The whole theme of it will be political, so when you first walk in the door, you better have your ID because you have to show ID to vote now.
Oh, yeah, very good, very good. This is true.
Yeah, and we're going to have a game, a political action game, Jeopardy, and so we're excited about that as well. And I think, the meet and greet with the icebreaker to get to know people as you first come in on Tuesday, Wednesday nights, the get together for everybody with the affiliate night to talk to some of the agents and licensees. And the lenders, of course, are in there too. And builders, contractors, everybody comes to this. And I think it's important that they meet everybody and make it fun. And, people, as being a realtor for 15 years, one of the things I, missed out after not going how much fun this was.
Big thanks to Alaska USA Title Agency for helping underwrite today's podcast. With offices all around the state of Alaska, you know that AK USA Title is working hard for you and your clients. They're online at alaskausatitle.com. Sandy Ehrenman's our executive producer. For all of us at Alaska Real Estate Podcast, I'm Chris Story, wishing you health, wealth, and prosperity. See you in Girdwood.